This is your time. Show us what you got. Out of a war, we never give up. God built us equally. Stand for your tribe, your beautiful nation. Believe in yourself and know that you are a sensation.
Good evening, Papua New Guinea, and a good evening to all our guests from across the Pacific. We're about half an hour away from the official opening of the biggest sporting event in the region, the 2015 Pacific Games.
Yes, we've blown the tavur, we've pounded the garmuts, and our warriors continue to beat the kundus. Many months ago, our call was sent from our highest peak to the peoples from the thousands of islands across the sea, to the north, to the east, and to our neighbors to the south.
And they've answered our call to join us in this joyous event tonight. It is a feast of cultures, languages and colour, and a proud moment for Papua New Guineans as we welcome our brothers and sisters to meet our family of 8 million people.
24 years ago, another generation and another time, we did the same. Our elders called on the bravest of our daughters to stand beside the strongest of our sons. None stopped short of answering the call to battle. None shielded from the challenge of competition.
And today we do it again. A new generation has risen. We have called on ours from the mighty Sipik to the fly, to those already initiated with the markings of adulthood, to those who our elders rightfully call men and women. We have sent our Lakatois to the islands and along the ever-shifting volcanic sands. We've called out to the mountains, to our blood, to come out of the mist in numbers to help defend our pride.
Tonight marks the start of a 2-week event that will define our country. Yes, it has been difficult, but we have risen to the call.
We will stand together, a multitude of languages, a multitude of peoples as one nation.
It's a big run, a big finish. Side of a Thistle just cruising at the moment. Vara was there as well. It's a big run, a big finish. Brilliant finish between these two. What a race.
That was the most spectacular lift of the
For another gold medal. To all members of the Papua New Guinea team, on behalf of a proud nation, congratulations on your selection to represent Papua New Guinea at the 2015 Pacific Games. Whether you are an athlete, coach or an official, you did not get to where you are by chance. Your achievements have brought you to this point. Your courage and determination will deliver you to the game's glory. Good luck as you go for gold.
Now, Merba, I just got goosebumps listening to Prime Minister Peter O'Neill. It's nice to see that the CEO of our country is backing Team PNG.
Yes, and it has been a long journey. The last time we hosted the Pacific Games was in 1991. That was very successful, and I think this is going to be even better than 1991.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be good to see some of our elite athletes try to recite the victory from 91. And of course, good luck to them. Nothing but confidence.
That's right. And with us, we've got our team there down at the BSP Stadium. We've got Jeremy Moggy and Dion Kombang, who are going to tell us what's going on right now in the lead up to the actual opening ceremony.
Thank you very much, Lorraine and Mariba. Yes, we are out here at BSP Stadium, and the atmosphere here is building by the second. As you can see, people are streaming into the stadium, and the noise behind us, the opening ceremony is just a few minutes away.
Oh, Dion, I'm actually really excited to be here. The stadium itself is jam-packed, full of color, and it's a great thing to see the red, black, and gold dominating.
Our performers are just going in. It is so exciting. Just a few minutes left. I can't wait for the opening ceremony.
Now, those two have the best jobs in the world tonight, while Mariba and I are both stuck in the studio. But yes, they are at the BSP Stadium, otherwise known as Sir John Guy's Stadium. Now, that stadium alone holds significance to the 1991 Pacific Games, especially with three very important athletes.
Right. Yes, they were a part of a core team of runners put together for Papua New Guinea. The preparation for the 1991 Pacific Games took 3 years, and their names are now etched firmly in PNG's sporting history.
Papua New Guinea is going to be 1, 2, 3. Super Papa Takatuna, they're coming down with 20 minutes to go. Here comes Papa Duama, but it's Super Papa going to take the gold medal. Takatuna second, Papa Duama. PNG 1, 2, 3.
It was a very special feeling, given that we're going to be running in front of our home crowd in PNG, and also feeling the pressure that you need to lift your game to actually win the games for the country.
Super Papa and Takatuna coming in the bend, but here comes Papa Duama on the inside lane.
When they hit the corner, you look up and you see red, black, and gold. It really touches your heart. And I was just fresh out of high school, never called a race before, and then I saw them there. And I think I was probably commentating about as fast as they were running. So
the pressure was a little bit down, but still you needed to lift your game, because the Fijians were strong, the Tongans were strong, the Samoans were strong.
Those three Papua New Guineans, 1, 2, 3, touched the finish line.
PNG 1, 2, 3.
the spirit was absolutely massive, and then nothing was going to stop that person to get that PNG flag to our track stars and for them to parade it around the stadium that evening.
Something that is very, very special. It's emotional at times, and when you feel that you finally did it and in front of your home crowd, that is something that is very, very special.
You didn't have to see it to know that this was a real moment of the games for PNG.
But it's Super Papa going to take the gold medal. Takatuna second, Papa Duama. PNG 1, 2, 3.
That does bring back a lot of memories for me, Lorraine.
Yes.
I was actually about 4 years old that time, and I was with my parents, and we went down to the Sir John Guy Stadium to watch that, and I don't know, that just brought back memories from back then, my childhood and all that, and the excitement from the race itself.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you know, that performance in particular was for many of us, including myself, who weren't around at the time to witness it. But again, going back to what I said previously, hopefully we can see something similar to that in the next 2 weeks.
I'm pretty sure there'll be a lot of memorable moments over the next 2 weeks. All right, you're watching MTV's coverage of the opening ceremony of the 15th Pacific Games. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Wow, the stadium is looking spectacular. You know, the lights are going off at the moment. I'm quite disappointed I'm not there tonight, but for many of you who won't be able to attend the opening ceremony at the BSP Stadium, do stay tuned. It's happening very soon right here on MTV.
That's right. If you're not at the stadium, we have the next best thing for you. Just stay with us for our coverage all throughout tonight.
Now, the opening ceremony for the 2015 Pacific Games will be graced with royalty tonight, Merba.
That's right. His Royal Highness, the Duke of York, Prince Andrew, will be the main guest of honor tonight, and he will deliver the main speech on behalf of the Queen herself.
Now, His Royal Highness had arrived in Papua New Guinea on Thursday. Prior to officiating the opening ceremony tonight, he's actually been attending a couple of events. Today, he had a few visits to Coronation School, the Games Village, where there was a little bit going on with the Oil Search Pacific Games baton, and of course, well, he's now at the stadium, isn't he?
Yeah. And he went to the Games Village, and I'm pretty sure he would have met one very special person. Her name is Linda Paulson. She has been appointed as the official flag bearer for Papua New Guinea. Now, her preparations for these games have taken her across the globe, and in less than an hour, the powerlifter Linda Paulson will lead the Team PNG, proudly carrying the Kumul colours, the honour given to her during the official send-off for Team PNG earlier this week.
But behind longan me feel myself, me proud of me, by me come a flag bearer for one Guinea. Na by me promoting sport for me. Local coast, lo here I miss a training 3 hours. Yeah. Behind me see local coast, miss a train 2 hours in the morning. Behind afternoon not for 2 hours again. Me ko stop local coast training lo have lo 3 months yeah. Me been go compete lo Melbourne. Behind me come back, train 2 weeks lo here, me go down to Finland, and me come back again. Me feeling proud of me one play athlete for Team PNG. Me compete outside, so now me like prove him all family na all PNG also me can work in lo home ground here.
Now, phenomenal athlete in Linda Paulson, and of course she makes for a very good advocate for Team PNG with her maturity and experience. Now let's talk about Port Moresby as the host nation.
Yep.
Port Moresby is a city that has its own character and charm. Home to the Motu Koita people, it is where Lakatois were sent out hundreds of years ago and where missionaries came. Now it now carries the honor to host the 2015 Pacific Games.
Long place belong me Papua New Guinea. I hear aditiri, I hear sonoga. Body my gamagariti, I abi no ha. Ina amma huya ete, ina amma huya, ina amma huya ete, ina amma. We represent from sun up to sundown. That's Alatau to Vanimo, from Daru to KBA, Lorengao to Kokopo, Kimbe to Buka. Every day we look up and thank the Lord for where we stay. This is why we play.
Our future depends on you and me. Through God we already have victory. This is our land, we're proud to be. We're proud to be Papua New Guinea.
Mihamamas. Lorraine, are you happy?
Very happy to be here in the host city for the Pacific Games, Merba.
That's right. And I think there are a lot of happy families right around Port Moresby right at the moment. And our very own Dion decided to commandeer a particular family right now, about now. Dion.
Thank you very much once again, Lorraine and Mariba. Now, I have run into a family who are no doubt excited for the opening ceremony. Mother, how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm elated. I'm really excited.
What about you, young man?
Oh, I'm psyched there. Go PNG!
As you can see, the crowd's building. This family can't wait to get in and get in on the atmosphere. I know you can't wait as well too. Sorry, Mariba and Lorraine, I know you're missing out on a lot, but that's it from us here.
Oh, thanks, Dion. Well, I know there, apart from that family, there are a lot of families that are there, and they're going to enjoy the rest of this evening. It's going to be spectacular.
Definitely. Lucky them. And I know I said I was very happy about 20 seconds ago, but I take all of that back. I am really disappointed. But anyways, we'll be right back after these few short messages. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to MTV's coverage of the opening ceremony of the 2015 Pacific Games, proudly brought to you by Bank South Pacific, the official sponsor of the Pacific Games. Now, for the people that have been associated with the Pacific Games, and I'm sure all people around the country, they've known about Tura, the Kokomo.
Yes, Tura is actually a celebrity. Not just throughout Papua New Guinea, believe it or not, but throughout the Pacific. He's been around for the past 12 months.
But there is a bit of history about that, though. 24 years ago, Gima Segore designed, I'm getting tongue-tied because I'm so excited. Gima Segore designed the iconic mascot that danced during the 1991 South Pacific Games. His name, Kapul. For these games, his young son, Taka, designed what's now become known as Tura, the Kokomo.
Who is it? Kapul is up there. And it's Papua New Guinea. A home side here. It's a big cheer. Kapul is so excited.
Well, when I saw it, I thought, oh, this is what I did. It's coming out. Everybody's seeing it now. So that was it.
Walkout uniforms and the flag bearer. And Kapul, the game's mascot, he knows what to do. He's turning the crowds on with his beautiful actions.
3/4 of his time, he spends his time drawing animals, drawing anything he sees. So I thought when I saw the competition, I thought it was a good idea for him to enter the competition. And then I asked him what he wanted to draw and what name he wanted to give. With the experience I had years ago, I knew we would get through. Tura is his friend in Motu language. Because the games are held in Port Moresby, so Taka decided to call the mascot Tura. Because when I asked him, he said, I decided to call Tura because I think it's a sort of a friendly game going to be held here. So I said, oh, well, that's a good name. Tura has become famous, and now everywhere we go, we are called the Kokomo family. So everybody sees us and calls us Tura or Kokomo in the village. And even my friends in town, they'll be so happy. I think my family members, some of them will be having tears in their eyes. I think me too as well.
Now, a wonderful family affair for the Pacific Games. Now, speaking of which, I've only ever met Tura twice. He's quite a character himself, doesn't really talk much, but he's a favorite amongst kids.
You've only met him twice?
Yeah, only twice.
Well, Tura's been around the country over the past 100 days with the Pacific Games baton.
Yes, speaking of which, tonight we'll see, well, without giving away too much, the beginning of the opening ceremony, we'll see the baton make its way through, and this marks the beginning of the of the Pacific Games, 2015 Pacific Games, and the end to the baton relay. We'll now throw to a break. We'll be back with more. Do stay tuned.
Welcome back to MTV's coverage of the 15th Pacific Games opening ceremony, brought to you by BSP, the official sponsor of the 2015 Pacific Games. Now we welcome all our Wantoks from all across the Pacific.
Yes, we do welcome you to the 2015 Pacific Games. Now there are over 4,000 athletes. Team PNG alone has one of the biggest contingents with 600 plus athletes. Many of them have been training and preparing overseas, but they're all here, they're all together, they're united. And let's take a look what some of them had to say about their preparations.
I am Chris Amini,
Beata Bolden,
Zalvin Komalong,
Rafaela Baki,
Bono Paraka,
Linda Pulsan, Abigail Terea Pisa,
captain of the PNG men's cricket team,
play netball,
representing men's soccer.
I am a power lifter.
I play tennis.
From the Western Highlands province, Baia River.
I'll be taking part in the women's boxing.
I practice every day, 2 to 3 hours in the morning, 2 to 3 hours in the afternoon.
5 days a week.
I train 2 hours in the morning.
2 sessions a day, 5 hours.
6 weeks.
10 hours a week, easily.
In New Caledonia in 2011, when they announced we're going to be hosting the next games, it was really exciting because I was at the last games when we won the bid.
I've been thinking about the last 12 months.
After 2007 Summer Pacific Games.
I think it's always been in the back of my mind.
I think I must have home ground, so I must compete yet.
For the first time in a while, soccer being back in PNG, I think it will be good for the fans here.
Me going into a war, and I have to really battle to win that fight of mine.
I'm very excited, very, very excited, and can't wait to get started.
Once the games come, there's going to be a bit of pressure.
Showcase what we can do and hopefully get the win.
Because the sport for me now, I carry flag lo PNG na ba mi about lo front na leading all get a line. Thank you straight lo powerlifting na all get a line come lo backside.
Oh, we're all anxious, nervous.
It will be hilarious.
As much as there's expectation, we have a job to do. Stay grounded and just play my game.
Because we all want to achieve for our country, so we're all really looking forward to it.
Suppose first time lo me atin ba mi feeling mo na but me no think ba game press lo me am ba na mo le.
We come from different places.
Tasoyumi Wanto.
Tasoyumi Wanto.
Tasoyumi Wanto.
Tasoyumi Ugata Wanto.
Yumi kam lo kain hap.
Tasoyumi Wanto.
Now, it's great to see many of our athletes that have grown up abroad and that have spent much of their time overseas united as one. Now, we're going to go back to the stadium. We've just got some live pictures of His Royal Highness Prince Andrew arriving. There with the president of the Pacific Games Council, Vidya Larkin.
He must be pretty excited. He must be used to this because this is the second time he's here officiating at this ceremony.
It is the second time indeed. Now we have a marching band. This band actually has been in preparation for the last couple of months. I've actually seen them preparing. This was about 2 weeks ago, and it wasn't the real thing, but it was actually something really special to watch.
And as you can tell, the Games Organizing Committee has done a fantastic job. The stadium looks awesome from the pictures that are coming through from the live feed. And yeah, it's good to see the Correctional Service and the Defence Force marching bands marching together.
Just steering away, Mary, but just look at the tracks behind His Royal Highness as well. I mean, it definitely does look games ready, and I can't wait to see how athletes get out there.
That's right. I'm pretty sure a lot of records will be tumbling come athletics time on the track, yeah?
So we have His Royal Highness with Prime Minister Peter O'Neill, Sports Minister Justin Chichenko, and again Vidya Larkin walking the track behind the band that is currently marching.
Also present there is the current Acting Governor General and Speaker of Parliament, Theo Zurino.
So they look to be having a chat, looks all friendly.
What do you think they're talking about, Lorraine?
They must be very excited, Merba. Throw into break. Yes, well, we are now seconds away from the opening ceremony for the 2015 Pacific Games. Thank you for joining us. Do stay tuned to MTV for more updates over the next 2 weeks.
Enjoy.
Mesdames et messieurs, Son Altesse Royale, le Duc de York et le Premier ministre de la Papouasie-Nouvelle-Guinée, M. Peter O'Neill.
Ladies and gentlemen, please all rise for God Save the Queen.
Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez vous lever pour l'hymne national, God Save the Queen.
Well, 100 days ago, the Games baton left Port Moresby on an epic journey across the 22 provinces of this absolutely outstanding country, and designed by the renowned local artist Gigi Mai, who wanted a symbol, he said, that was culturally relevant to Papua New Guinea and also set upon a stylized drum or a kundu. And guys, really, this really did draw the country together.
Very much so. From the coastal provinces, the island provinces, to the mainland, through the highlands region, some quite remote areas as well. As they traveled through the 22 provinces, that was also through the different districts within each province. So quite a wide range of the communities in those provinces that got a chance to not only have a feel of the baton as it traveled throughout the country, but also the spirit of the games itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Going underwater and also right through to the ends of Papua New Guinea. The baton also did reach Cairns on the northern tip of Australia and make its way right through to the nation's capital, where the governor of NCD, Honorable Powis Pakop, was able to receive the baton.
Yes, so a magic 100 days and a magic night here in Port Moresby this evening as well. Just a beautiful evening and just a light zephyr breeze blowing across the stadium. And we really are honoured to be here tonight, making some broadcast history as well. Absolutely sensational to have you on board for this opening ceremony. And as you can see, the whole town is decked out tonight. Believe me, people have been walking in, we are told, for days to make it here into the capital city tonight for this special occasion.
Those that haven't walked have flown in from the outer provinces, the island provinces, to be a part of this event, to witness something that we've never done before on such a large scale.
Yeah, absolutely. And Papua New Guinea will be holding its breath as, you know, we showcase to the rest of the world our diverse culture and the different traditional pieces that we're able to put together. To the organizers of the opening ceremony, they're going to try in one night to fit in Papua New Guinea with the different cultures.
And so the clock is certainly beginning to count down to the official opening of the 15th Pacific Games. And 60 seconds, it's just going to go off here in Moresby tonight. I've got a feeling in my bones. A lot of work has gone into this.
You can certainly feel the anticipation through the crowd, the atmosphere. We're all looking forward not only to tonight, but the next 16 days as well.
Indeed. So the official opening of the
Ladies and gentlemen,
Games brought to you live in the biggest broadcast event in Games history, the biggest television event in PNG history. Never before have the Pacific Games reached so many in our hemisphere. And it had 16 days of competition featuring 24 countries and 28 sports, 3,000 athletes competing for nearly 2,500 medals, 733 of them of gold. And for some of those here in Moresby, the pathway to the Olympic Games. So it's a warm welcome from all of us here in beautiful Port Moresby. Welcome to Papua New Guinea. Welcome to the 15th Pacific Games.
And just 10 seconds to go as we count down to the opening ceremony. And here we go, the countdown begins in 5, 4,
So as the stadium is plunged into darkness, for the third time Papua New Guinea, the venue for the Pacific Games, and the atmosphere now being set for the opening ceremony. An opening ceremony that I think is going to really honour the tradition, the culture, the rich history of this country. As I say, tonight, a warm, buffeting breeze, trade winds.
It's definitely come alive on just the first couple of minutes of the opening ceremony, and we had darkness, but the ambience, the lights are definitely setting the scene to what's going to be a fantastic opening ceremony. 1,000 children walking through, I believe, to form the wave, symbol of the waves across the arena floor.
And the sounds of Motuan women singing Gaba Gaba as 1,000 school children take their place to tell part of the story of the Motuan trade canoes. The big floor sails, otherwise known as lakatois. And on the same note, I must say good night through to all the viewers right throughout Papua New Guinea who are joining us from their homes to witness this event. Night Bluyumi, something to be proud of.
Yeah, absolutely. And we want to say good night to the rest of the world that's joining us here on what is the opening ceremony of the 15th Pacific Games here in Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea.
So perhaps on the center stage now you can see the Motuan canoes, which use the trade winds for many hundreds of years to ply their trade up and down the southern coast of Papua New Guinea. The men would go away for months and bring back the important cargo of sago. And waiting for them would be the women and the villagers. And when the vessels returned, important festivities.
Yeah, it was definitely a place where cultures were exchanged, food was exchanged for. It's just a hairy trade that happened with the laka toys there, and it symbolizes Port Moresby. It symbolizes where we come from, the Motuan culture, and these are the Motuan people, the hiri involved in voyages right around the coastal part and exchanging clay pots for sago with the people of the Gulf province.
The 12 illuminated laka toys, traditional canoes, you can see, represent the 12 Motuan villages.
The Motuan song that they're singing now is a very popular song. It's sung right throughout all the Motuan villages of the coastline of Port Moresby.
So the Motuan district of Glen is around the greater Port Moresby area.
Yeah, absolutely. It's on the land. Port Moresby is on the Motuan land. So what you see here is basically the song titled Hedi Aurora, and this song is just sung in all the Motuan villages, and I'm sure it's a proud moment for the people of Motu as they be singing this song right throughout the villages along the coastal Port Moresby.
Very much a proud moment for them, not only displaying their culture, but being in their home province that Port Moresby sits in.
So the women now, Lawrence, beginning to approach the men, probably as they would have done traditionally when the traders came back.
Trips, yes.
Absolutely. So what happens in the hiri trade is the men come back from their voyages, and there's a big celebration of feasting and dancing by the Motuan villages to signify the return of the men, and the ladies get dressed up, and there's just a big sinsing and celebration that they're able to bring back whatever exchanges they had with the Gulf people.
And for the benefit of maybe the Australian and New Zealand viewers who are joining us for the first time ever in this historic broadcast, can you explain a little bit, Kathleen, about maybe some of the tattoos on the women here? How do they come about?
Normally the tattoos be done by on women when they reach an age of be initiated to become women.
Yeah.
Not you wouldn't see that on the younger aged girls.
And each of the tattoos signify different styles from different villages, and within the villages, their own tribes as well. There's a different tattoo per tribe, per village. So they're all signifying a tattoo from each of the Motuan villages.
So with a cacophony of fireworks overhead, the first stanza of this opening ceremony comes to a close here. These pictures coming to you live this evening from Port Moresby. There was a little drizzle earlier on today. We were a little bit fretful, but I can tell you what, it's turned into an absolutely glorious evening here in the capital of Papua New Guinea. And we're going to see over the next 2 hours or so an exquisite display of the culture and the people that make up this amazing land. now the attention of the audience here goes to one of these 4 magnificent and brightly decorated towers in the motifs of the various tribes. And here's the first of them.
The 4 towers represent the 4 regions of Papua New Guinea. And the sounds we hear now, those pipes represent the Moresby region.
So Lawrence, we've obviously moved districts a little bit.
Yes, we have. And this is the southern region that you can see here.
So we're moving up into the hinterland a little bit. We've left the coastal people of the Motuan people.
Correction, that's the Moresby Tower and the Sepik sacred Saxum log drums, joined by a flute played on top by Pius Wasi, and CSC singers on the mid-level. They represent the Moresby region of Papua New Guinea. Moresby, for those that don't know, Moresby represent the Moresby, Madang and Sepik provinces.
Thank you, Kathleen, for that correction.
So you can see the towers now slowly being lit as we begin to move our attention around this country.
Saw a performance from the southern region, the tower representing the southern region, and right now on screen the Palea Suksuk dance group representing Manus. Manus province is in the New Guinea Islands region.
And the sound of the drums reverberating around the stadium here, absolutely thunderous here. Probably not quite getting a sense of it at home, but let me tell you, really beginning to shake and move this crowd. They're loving it.
Certainly helping build up the momentum for, in fact, the rest of the next 2 weeks of events.
And so perhaps one of the most provocative and interesting parts of the night, this extraordinary sing-sing. And Lawrence, really amazing that we can get so many cultural groups here into Moresby for this one night.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 22 different provinces and be able to come together with the 4 regions. And this is from the Highlands region.
Yes, representing the Highlands region. We begin with, I believe it's the Sili Muli group, Sing Sing group. They are from the Enga province. Diverse as Papua New Guinea is with its languages and dialects, in fact over 800. We're also very diverse in our cultural dances and traditional wear, or what we call here in Tokpisin as bilas. We see on stage now from the Southern Highlands.
Yeah, very bright colors, the Southern Highlands.
And they're a popular lot. Yeah. Definitely one of the traditional bilas that you would see most shows and even special events.
And the reliance on colour, Lawrence, obviously hugely important. Where are the colours derived from? I mean, what is the inspiration for the colour?
Well, the headdress is from the bird of paradise, the Nkomo, which is predominantly red or bright red. So that signifies the Southern Highlands region where they have the bright colors of red and yellow.
And there's a number of groups, in fact, from the Western Highlands, this being the first of them, the Western Highlands province.
Most of the Highlands regions, you'll see that their headdresses are done from feathers of the bird of paradise, and the different species of the bird of paradise. So that's something that's significant in the Highlands region.
There's about 46 groups involved in this ceremony tonight, so that's quite a few to show just a bit of how colorful our culture is.
Actually, it's been amazing talking to some of the organisers of this opening festival, opening ceremony, that a number of groups have been presenting themselves all week in Moresby, wanting to get into the action, as I was saying in the introduction.
Even the last few days, and I believe also this morning.
It's incredible that people want to be part of the action. As I say, the feeling, the atmosphere here in Moresby has been quite palpable over the last couple of days, and coming in here tonight, there was just something special about what was going to happen tonight. And after all these years, the games are back in Port Moresby for this opening ceremony, and boy, what an explosive way to start.
Yeah, the Papua New Guineans are definitely putting on a show for the rest of the world to see. And you know, we're on still touching the first region of Papua New Guinea. We're still in the Highlands region.
The female group you see now on screen are from the Chimbu province. And I think you can safely say the most colorful, elaborate headdresses are from the Chimbu province, for sure.
Yes, definitely. And again, I must reiterate, the headdresses for the Highlands region are mostly from the bird of paradise, which probably one of the only countries in the world that has the bird of paradise.
And it's just fantastic, Kathleen, to see this explosion of culture here. And I just wonder how important events like this are to preserve it and to grow culture in this country.
Well, most definitely when they have, where and when they have chances to perform, they are definitely proud. Yeah. There's something we can say for sure, Lawrence will agree with me, that most from each own province or even clan district, they're very much proud of where they come from.
But the important thing is that the culture is alive, well, it's being expressed, and obviously people are very proud to get down here and get amongst it, Lawrence.
Yeah, absolutely, Brendan. And, you know, that's what probably one of the positives of Papua New Guinea is that the culture is preserved, it is passed down, and it's able to be drawn from the older ones right through the young ones. And you will see there are some of the young kids taking part in this cultural activity. So, you know, they're proud. The Highlands region, or the Highlands people are proud of their culture, and anytime they have a chance to showcase their culture, their colors, they're going to come out in numbers and ensure that they are represented well.
And what about group rivalry here between the various groups? I mean, is that important? Is one group trying to make a more expressive stance than, say, another?
I wouldn't say so. We're all unique in our own way. Some dancers a bit more active than others. Yeah. Some Bilas traditional dress maybe not as colorful as others, but it is still something unique that each and every one in the different groups and communities are proud of.
Yeah, I think whilst we're proud of our heritage and the culture, I think what you see is a lot of these groups that you're going to see. We're proud of our space. We're proud of where we come from in Papua New Guinea, but we also understand that we are from the one country. So even though we have the different cultures and the different tribes, they're going to come out and really sing and dance and be able to showcase the culture.
And one thing for sure that will unite us as a country is the next few days, of competition. We'll definitely be standing united to watch how Team PNG goes over the next few days of competition.
And what about the scale of tonight's opening ceremony, Lawrence? Would this number of groups get together ordinarily?
No, absolutely not. This is probably the first time in probably the inauguration of independence back in 1975. The magnitude of this, or the scale of this, of bringing together the different cultures right throughout PNG and bringing them here to Port Moresby. I'm sure some of these cultural groups have their own story of how they were able to come into Port Moresby and be able to present themselves to come and perform here tonight.
At the same time, you'll be surprised just how many groups based in Port Moresby are registered. Yeah. But like I said, it's only just a little bit of our very, very, very colorful culture right throughout Papua New Guinea. There's some rare dances that you will be very privileged to see if being performed. Just taking a close look at the headdresses there, you can probably recognize a few birds besides the bird of paradise being used in creating the headdresses.
So the black headdress.
Yeah, pretty much so, Brendan. Most of the headdresses are from the bird of paradise, but there are some other species of the birds that the Highlands region is famous for. They are actually pretty good at catching the birds. Well, they'll have to if they're going to be able to make headdresses that colorful, and it's a credit to them that they're able to really preserve their country. I'm from the coastal side of Papua New Guinea, and even myself, I get mixed up in which part of the Highlands region this is. We know, when we see them, we know they're from the Highlands region, but to break it down into the different areas of the Highlands region, sometimes it's a bit difficult to pinpoint on.
Well, amazing scenes here at the opening ceremony of the 15th Pacific Games, and it's a warm welcome to you around the Pacific tonight. As I said, this is probably the biggest broadcast ever mounted out of Papua New Guinea, and it's great to have your company. And as you were saying, Lawrence, as well, this is the 40th anniversary of PNG's independence, which you celebrate, I believe, in September.
September, that's exactly right. So, the magnitude of this and the amount of groups that are here. I mean, we're still in the Highlands region. They're still coming and performing their dance, their sing-sing, as we call it. And just magnificent colors and pictures here that you're seeing of the Highlands region of Papua New Guinea.
I mean, there are so many groups here.
Yeah.
I think it's really going to be difficult to get them moving through. I think they're just absolutely loving being out here, as you would. I mean, you go to this much effort, and to be here on this occasion, you'd want to savor every moment of it. And I'm rapt to see that the groups are. So our journey across the Highlands continues.
It certainly
Very
does
much
continue.
so.
I mean, and as we keep saying, you know, this is just a handful of the different cultures within the Highlands region. So there's a whole lot more that we could showcase, but probably be here all night, Kathleen, just for the Highlands region.
Okay, they're about to end, and preparing to come up on stage. I think now we'll come down to the coastal provinces very shortly. Welcome again if you just tuned in. This is the live coverage of the opening ceremony of the 2015 Pacific Games. Wherever you're tuning in from, especially for Port Moresby residents who are not here with us, I believe they're, thanks to our Honourable Governor, Powers Pakop, and the City Council, we have some large screens that have been set up around the city for the rest of the residents to also witness this event. Saya lain lo Kiriho 127 Asiraka good night through Live kita.
Yeah, that's right. We were not able to fill the whole of Port Moresby into this stadium. So it's a good initiative that they're able to put live sites right around Port Moresby.
The group then now is from the Hala province, still within the Highlands region. Groups from the coastal area as they about to make their way up on stage. It's a group from Jiwaka about to leave the stage. We have there's actually two groups from the Millen Bay province.
Yeah, we'll come down to the coastal now. So this is the southern region, or the Millen Bay province, and another beautiful culture here in Papua New Guinea.
And interesting to see that the dancers here in this U group are a little younger, Lawrence.
Yeah, so as you can see, and as we've been saying, the generation of the old generation passing down the culture to the new generation is still well and truly alive. This is the West Ferguson cultural group, just making their way down, and the next group, a very popular one, the Trobriand Islands, mixing it up with a bit of manus. Palia Suksuk, manus
just
dance.
behind them. I must say, the Milne Bay province is one province where cultural performances have featured in any event. I've always seen the younger generation performing.
So that's from the Milne Bay part, the tip of the eastern tip of Papua New Guinea.
Part of the southern or Papua region. Also the Ora province who make their way on stage.
This is the manus dancers just making their way down, and then enough there.
Then the Ora, we have a number of groups from the Ora province, or northern province, which is home to one of Papua New Guinea's largest mountains, Mount Lamington. We have the Tawambo Cultural Group, the Kohigas Children's Cultural Group, a group from Tufi in the northern province, or Ora province, and the Binandere from Erau Tatu.
Yeah, the Ora province symbolizing the butterfly. That's their butterfly that they hold high in their society. And
very much. They're home to the Alexandria butterfly, and also known for their tapa cloth. As would be with tattoos, the designs differ with different areas of the province. And normally a woman wouldn't earn her tapa cloth until she reaches the age of initiation as well.
yeah, that's still the Ora province there. So the Ora province, situated on the northern part of Papua New Guinea, it's basically also famous for being part of the Kokoda track, from the Kokoda track back through to Sogeri, just outside of Port Moresby.
And where some would have walked to get to Port Moresby to witness this event, they would have taken that very trail.
Yeah, absolutely. So Manus Pala Siksuk still given this. I think this is the Trobriand. Oh, sorry, apologies. This is the Manus dancers.
There's two groups representing Manuses. The Pala Siksuk, but also the Bibi Manakin dance group as well. still within the southern or Papua region. And now major groups from the representing, pardon me, the Central Province. Central Province, you have a better idea, that's where the nation's capital, Port Moresby, sits in, the Central Province. We've got two provincial groups on stage. To the right of screen from the Central Province. And to the left of just their front of camera right now from the New Ireland Province. The New Ireland Province is part of the New Guinea Islands region. So that's off the mainland.
The central groups making their way down. Just a couple of the central groups that have made their way into Port Moresby for the opening ceremony. The Kundu drum definitely features prominently right throughout Papua New Guinea, through the highlands, the New Guinea Islands, right down to southern region. So it's definitely something that is uniform, I should say, right throughout Papua New Guinea is the Kundu.
And therefore, I guess its use as the game symbol, the baton as well, these last 100 days, Kundu drum.
Yeah, these are the Macau people of the Central Province. They're the ones that have the most colorful and I could say in the Central Province the biggest headdresses. Hence my knowledge on that. They're definitely a group that stands out within the Central Province. And again, you know, the bird, the feathers, again, very uniform right throughout all the different cultures. First we talked about the Kundu, and now with the headdresses, the different feathers of the bird symbolizing. Going to the islands
also,
now?
yes, from the New Guinea Islands region. The Kosili group representing West New Britain. like I said, just a little bit of color representing our very diverse culture out in Papua New Guinea. In fact, maybe a representation of the regions, but not necessarily all the provinces.
We've just got so many different cultures. You know, we're trying to get through all of them here tonight. As you said, a representation of it.
It's the Crossley group representing West New Britain and the New Guinea Islands region make their way up the stage. I believe they will be followed by representatives of the Moresby region. No, I stand corrected. It's the southern region, Western Province.
Yeah, this is the Kiwi dancers.
Well, it certainly seemed very popular with the crowd as well. Big roar went up as they came up onto the stage.
Yeah, there's a couple of groups or cultures which you know, have predominantly been sort of the eye catchers. The Trobriand Islands, the Huli dancers, and the Kiwi dancers from Western Province is another one as well. Good to see the young kids taking part in this cultural event as well, the opening ceremony.
And so what about the school system? Are they teaching cultural tradition in the school system here in Papua New Guinea?
To the knowledge I have, in most of the rural parts of Papua New Guinea, the cultures are still very strong, and when it comes to independence, a lot of the schools get their students to dress up in the different cultures. So yeah, definitely
Independence Day celebrations. And for the nation's capital, most of the schools have their annual cultural days held at different times throughout the year. From the Moresby region now. One of the three groups from the East Sepik province. From the East Sepik province, we have the Jambri Lakes dancing group, the Korugo group, and also the Tamboran Arts group. They, of course, are from the Moresby region of Papua New Guinea. Back to the New Guinea Islands region. We see representation from the autonomous region of Bougainville. And you will definitely see with the second group coming behind them, they're also from the autonomous region of Bougainville. The bilas, or traditional wear, and some of the dances show their connection, their ties, their relation to part of the Solomon Islands. In fact, originally they were part of the Solomon Islands.
And as you say,
they traveled across.
A big roar goes up for them as they enter the stage as well.
That will be the second group. They're always a popular group with the crowd.
Yeah.
I believe it might be a fan dance that the women will be performing. But you can see what I was saying about the traditional wear. very similar to Solomon Islands.
The musical accompaniment here now as well.
Yeah, so they use the bamboo band, and there they are, the bamboos there. And yeah, they're able to produce this very unique, very authentic sound that's only signifies the people of Bougainville.
Well, the central stadium area here in Port Moresby beginning to fill up with these amazing cultural groups that have been streaming onto the centre stage here for the last 45 minutes or so. And as we look out to our right and left, yet more to come. Extraordinary headdresses in the background as well. And this festivity, this cultural festivity, celebrating the opening of the 15th Pacific Games here in Moresby tonight. Well, it's a rare privilege, I think, for many of us.
Once again,
certainly turning it on.
The Mamasa region. This group is from the Moresby province. We have two groups from there, the CSC dancers as well as the Yalu dancers. CSC actually a group of islands off the mainland, bordering with West New Britain, and Yalu being inland within the Moresby province.
And Lawrence, it's amazing to think that yet to come, of course, is the more formal ceremony. You know, the presentation of athletes, we're yet to get that.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Games flag, His Royal Highness yet to open the Games. We've only just got this taste for it. I think we want to stay here all night, and I think the groups want us to stay with them all night as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Papua New Guinea, 800 different languages, 22, 23 provinces, and tonight, you'll see for the first time the different cultures and the different groups that Papua New Guinea has to offer.
And still they come. Yes. It's just incredible. And this beat is just so rhythmic and capturing. It's just amazing.
So this is still from the Moresby region, or the Mamasa region, I should say.
The CRC group of islands, because they border with West New Britain, the traditional villas also a bit similar, sometimes hard to differentiate.
And the crowd, I hope you can hear in the background, just responding to this.
Calendar here in Papua New Guinea, the number of festivals that are hosted by different provinces has also grown over the years, and is in that way also trying to revive or keep alive the cultures and the traditions of those specific provinces. We have the, I believe, Eastern Highlanders. Back to the Highlands region. These are the Amenepi Tidawasa cultural group. Heavy that just might be.
It's unbelievable. The different headdresses from each of our regions, and that's from the Eastern Highlands, and just the different colors and the size of it as well is just magnificent.
In the rear from the Southern Highlands province. Cultural group from Mendi Central. Once again, to all the viewers tuning in throughout our beautiful country, especially those that watching out for relatives, loved ones that are performing tonight here in Port Moresby. Good night through the Yuplaungeta. Certainly a moment for all of us to be proud.
Incredible pictures then streaming out of Port Moresby on this wonderful night. The occasion is the opening ceremony of the 15th Pacific Games. It's the third time that PNG has hosted this amazing event, the biggest
and that was
to
the
date.
Final group for tonight, the Tuareg masked dancers of the Gulf province. And in fact, they have their own annual event that they postponed to take part in tonight's event.
And so following the Sing Sing groups then, the flag of Papua New Guinea proudly flutters here tonight. And the national anthem to be played by the Conch Orchestra. affirmation of the younger generation here in PNG. The wonderful conch orchestra joined on stage by the kids.
40 years ago, our founding mothers and fathers created our Constitution to guide the development of a new, independent, free Papua New Guinea. Tonight, together, we honor and reaffirm those words.
We, the people of Papua New Guinea, united in one nation, pay homage to the memory of our ancestors, the source of our strength and origin of our combined heritage.
Acknowledge the customs and traditional wisdoms of our people, which have come down to us from generation to generation.
Pledge ourselves to guard and pass on to those that come after us our noble traditions and Christian principles that are ours now.
And we assert, by virtue of that authority, that all power belongs to the people, acting through their duly elected representatives.
That respect for the dignity of the individual and community interdependence are basic principles of our society.
That we guard with our lives, our national identity, integrity, and self-respect.
That we reject violence and seek consensus as a means of solving our common problems.
That our national wealth, won by honest, hard work, be equitably shared by all.
That Papua New Guinea's resources and environment to be used for the collective benefit of everyone and be replenished for the benefit of future generations.
That there is equal participation by women citizens in all political, economic, social, and religious activities.
May all those here tonight and across our nation renew passionate commitment to these goals.
Thank you.
Excerpts then from the Constitution of Papua New Guinea, rendered there by a younger generation, affirming their place in Papua New Guinea's future. And this wonderful flag now, those poles 4 meters high, disappears into the back of the stadium.
A very good presentation of our pledge, and read there by different faces and different voices. Young voices there of Papua New Guinea.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we all have been waiting for. Please welcome into the arena the athletes of the 15th Pacific Games.
Well, this is the moment, of course, that Papua New Guinea has been waiting for. The athletes not too far away.
People, this is you, this is me. Together we stand in unity. I hear the trade winds blowing across the Pacific sky. From the mountains up to the valleys low, this is the land of 1,000 smiles. Song of my people, this is you, this is me. Together we stand in unity. I hear the trade winds blowing across the Pacific sky. From the mountains high to the valleys low, this is the land of 1,000 smiles. Many
I think the moment that PNG has been waiting for. Time to introduce PNG to the athletes who will be competing here over the next 16 days. And the first of them, the mighty champions from New Caledonia. This team has absolutely dominated sport in this part of the world. The last 14 games, it's won 12 of them. It's brought a team here of 328 athletes. They'll be competing in 22 sports. And there's a quiet confidence about them as well. They've done it before and they want to do it again here. But despite of the team, there is some concern that PNG has really invested heavily in its own development. And Michel Quentin, the chef de mission, conceding that they certainly could have their hands full here. Look out for their Hobie sailor, Gerard Lagan. Recently a contender at the World Championship. Maxime Chadal, their tennis player, again going to be a very tough competitor at the tennis. And Doc Grilla is back as well. We've seen him in previous games. A mighty tennis player and going to make it extremely tough for PNG and the other powerhouses of the Pacific to dominate here. But the emphasis on New Caledonian sport in recent times is to seek out competition in our part of the world rather than going back into the national federations of France, back into the metropolitan France area. And it just looks like they might want to do something a little bit special here, the New Caledonians. Gracious champions in previous games, and once again here we're expecting mighty things from New Cal.
Yeah, absolutely. The New Caledonians won back in 2011, and they won't want to be, you know, giving that away too easily, and they've come here ready to take on battle. And New Caledonians, I think they may do a haka or something here. There you go.
New Caledonia will be hosting the inaugural Melanesia Games next year, 2016. Which will be a youth games with athletes between 15 to 18 years of age.
They just loved it, didn't they, Kathleen? The haka, the challenge from the Kanak element.
Yep, that's exactly right.
But very interesting note that a couple of their big stars, however, Lawrence, will not be here. Thomas Dahlia, one of their world-ranked swimmers, who was expected to come here. They were expecting about 17 medals out of him, 12 of them gold. can't come because of Flint's championship duties. But another swimmer who dominated in the pool when New Caledonia hosted last time and absolutely dominated with 120 goals is here. Next team up onto the dais is American Samoa. Hosted the mini games back in 1987. This team is rebuilding 85 athletes. And again, it looks like they've got something special for the people of Papua New Guinea. So as I say, American Samoa rebuilding. They've got 10 sports here, 85 athletes. Look out for them in men's basketball, also women's basketball as well. They fancied themselves there, bodybuilding, basketball, volleyball, beach volleyball, swimming, tennis, and golf as well, plus a golfer. History here tonight in PNG. This is Team Australia. Never before have they competed at the Pacific Games, and they move it up then from a regional event to a continental event because of their appearance here. And that means that athletes here competing have access, direct access to qualification for the Olympic Games. Nicole Beck, 27-year-old, she's the captain of the women's 17. Just trying to get something there. She is in picture, 27-year-old Nicole Beck. She is the flag bearer for Team Australia tonight.
And it's good to see them, you know, really take part in the Pacific experience. So welcome to Team Australia.
Yeah, the sevens competition here is going to be very, very interesting, I think, Lawrence. And the girls, the Australian team, very, very strong. They're off to Rio, and they've brought a number of younger players along here to test themselves out. Look out for the Aussies in weightlifting as well. Sailing too, they've got a couple of wonderful young sailors here. Could be very interesting. Touching our hearts is the Cook Islands, all the way from the eastern side of the Pacific. And wonderful to see that Teriapi Tapake from Maoki Island is the flag bearer tonight, and it's a hi to Maoki. They've worked extremely hard to get Teriapi back here again. And you can see that the girls have got those hair rays, style that was made popular by the wonderful Rosie Blake. Not here with us tonight, but watching, we are told, in New Zealand. And Rosie, wish you were here. And to our other Cook Islanders, here's the challenge from the Cookies. .167 Cook Island athletes are here tonight. They're going to be competing in 14 sports. And the challenge not over yet, Lawrence.
It's just really good to see the different hakas right throughout the Pacific and the Cook Islands showing us what they're made of.
And there it is, all the way from the Cook Islands. We welcome them here to PNG, looking very resplendent too in their Morocco garments. And as I said, Teriapi Tapoke is the flag bearer tonight. Holds the Cook Island national records in shot put and discus, and also in javelin. Federated States of Micronesia. And the flag bearer here tonight is Manuel Mingenfeld. Manuel Mingenfeld, who kilo for kilo has been one of the greatest weightlifters of all time. This guy was a world champion, 4-time Olympian, went to Sydney, Athens, Beijing, London. He's a silver medalist at the World Championships as well. The most decorated male weightlifter in the history of the Pacific Games is Manuel Mingenfeld. There he is in shot. 42 athletes, 6 sports, the biggest team that they've ever sent abroad in many a year. And Peter Christian, actually, who's their president, was hoping to be with FSM tonight, but there's a bit of a typhoon we hear blowing around their part of the world, so he's heading back given the experiences of Yap and Chook earlier on the year when they were devastated by a big typhoon. Here is Team Fiji. Apollonia Vaivai is the flag bearer. And Fiji, of course, the first hosting nation of the Pacific Games all the way back in 1963 when they topped the medal list. 453 Fiji athletes here, 24 sports. And Team Fiji spent over $2.5 million to get here to Papua New Guinea. What can you say about Fiji? And perhaps a little bit of history as well, Lawrence, because there is a referendum on in Fiji at the moment about changes to this national flag, and it could be the last time that we see it here.
Correct, absolutely. Right there, Brendan. So this could be a historical moment for Fiji. And yeah, they come out in big numbers, the Fijians. Very good sprinters, the male sprinters. Their netball team, of course, the rugby sevens, they're going to be very, very dominant in those sports as well. So Fiji not making up the numbers here for the 15th Pacific Games. They are definitely going to be one to watch out for.
Oh, for sure. I mean, look out for them in sevens, as you say. They finished 4th on the medal table back in 2011 with 33 golds. They'll be wanting to improve on that, and Joe Roden Sr. has been saying that they want to come back with a little bit more this time as well. As you say, Lawrence, we're looking forward to the sevens, and it's going to be one of the star attractions of our broadcast.
Absolutely, the sevens, which you know, they're very famous for. But in saying that, their netball team is the defending gold medalists from 2007. They went at the 2011 games, but definitely Fiji one to watch out for.
Team Fiji.
Definitely always a favorite, and they won't be short of supporters here in Port Moresby, that's for sure.
All the way from Micronesia is Team Guam. They're back, Team Guam. They lost their way a little bit in terms of Pacific sport over the last decade or so, but they've got 14 sports here this time, 148 athletes, and they're back. They're contenders as well. And Jager Stevens, 17-year-old swimmer who absolutely dominated the recent Micronesian Games up in Ponape with 10 gold medals, is looking after things. And alongside of their other swimmer, Shimizu as well. Look out for them in the swimming pool. They could be a handful. Of course, their basketball as well. Team Guam is back. Volleyball is also very, very important. And Taekwondo, they've got a fantastic player in Taekwondo. Won a silver medal in the East Asian Games. Look out for him. And Justin Andre as well, their hammer thrower, is back in action. And when the track and field starts the week after next, with the legend Bob Snow joining us for commentary.
That's going to be exciting on the athletic side.
Looks like a Chamorro war chant here all the way from Micronesia for the people of PNG. And Chamorro culture as well from Guam, certainly on the rise. And I think the big Pacific Arts Festival goes up to Guam in the very near future.
Yeah, good to see that you know, they're still holding that culture strong in Guam. So good to see them performing it here.
The cultural ties across the Pacific, It's sensational. It's absolutely fantastic. So Team Guam back. Watch out for them in a couple of the technical sports. Here's Kiribati. 10 sports they'll compete in here. Kiribati with 95 athletes. David Katatau is, I believe, their flag bearer tonight. There he is. Indeed, it is he. Gold medalist in weightlifting, men's 95 in Glasgow, and turned himself into a national hero and icon. And it looks like the Kiribati chant is just about to go up here as well, all the way from Micronesia. favourites already.
It's good to see. It's good to see the rivalry already coming through here, and yeah, beautiful to watch.
Yeah, Team Kiribati, as I said, in a number of sports, and watch out for their weightlifting team. Marshall Islands, a smaller team, 7 members, 3 sports, athletics, swimming and weightlifting for the Marshalls. Again, rebuilding. Gordon Harris is probably their preeminent star. He's a swimmer, got onto an Oceania Foundation scholarship a couple of years ago, got him all the way to London as well. And dominant at Micronesian Games level, a little bit tougher for the Marshall Islands to step up to this level of competition, especially when you factor in Australia and New Zealand. And who can go past Nauru? This is the country in the center of the Pacific that started the weightlifting juggernaut that is now sweeping the Pacific, putting him on the world stage. And that man in particular, there's a couple of the younger Nauruans out here today, 131 of them. Iti Detanamo, there he is, the most powerful man in the Pacific, a super heavy and a massive weightlifter. And we're going to see him in action in the next couple of days, bending the bar with over 200 kilos on it. He is a monster, and when he starts throwing 200 kilos around a weightlifting hall, boy, do you know it. But Nauru's got one of its biggest teams here. It's got an elite boxer, Rachel Bonillo. She's here. They've got a 7s team here for the first time ever. Table tennis, volleyball, basketball as well. 8 sports. Let's hear what the Nauruans have got. Bring it, Nauru. Well, neighbours of Kiribati, all from Micronesia, and there, as I say, is Iti Detanamo. There's Team Kiribati just involving themselves. A hit already here. So, as I said, one of the biggest teams to represent Nauru at the Pacific Games in many a long year, and it's great to have them here. Good boxing team as well. Went up against the Fijians recently and also had an A squad in Northern Australia. And now we wait to welcome New Zealand to the platform. A small team, but a very important team. And like the Aussies, they mean that they change these games up from regional to continental. And it's because of the addition of both Australia and New Zealand that all of a sudden these kids have a chance, as do the rest of the kids in the Pacific now, to qualify directly for Olympic Games in a number of sports, weightlifting amongst them. And I know what's coming next.
Here we go.
We've got to have this, don't we?
It has to be fun.
We've got to get this. To the playing field, they could be a handful.
Welcome, New Zealand, to the Pacific Games, is all I can say. Good to have them with us.
They're loving it. So yeah, a smallish team for this debut by New Zealand, but a very important addition to the games, and it's great to have the Kiwis here. 65 athletes. 23 of them, of course, competing in football, weightlifting, 7 in taekwondo. The Rock from the center of the Pacific, Niue. And Niue, of course, have been around for a long time. Again, got a great weightlifting team, Niue. And also watch out for them, Lawrence, in the lines. There's a suggestion that their rugby lines team could be a bit of a handful, and they could be a surprise here.
Yeah, that's what we've heard too. The Papua New Guineans have heard about Niue, so we'll be the host country will be definitely looking out for them with everyone else.
Well, once again, it's an absolute pleasure to welcome wonderful Norfolk Island. And again, we were mentioning Fiji earlier on tonight with Kevin Coulter, their flag bearer, but it might be the last time at the Pacific Games that we can welcome Kevin. There he is in shot. And the rest of the 20 Norfolk Islanders here in their last games, because there's a suggestion that with Australia taking over the administration of the island, they might not be able to get out and about as they have in previous years. Well, here's Northern Marianas, the CNMI, hosts of the mini games in a few years from now. CNMI have a powerful team, some good swimmers, and good to see them here as well. CNMI going to be hosting the rest of the Pacific up north in a number of years from now, and they're here to try and get some very important experience. Interesting family story as well here. There's a mum, a dad, a son and a daughter in this team. They sail, they play triathlon, and we'll be following that.
Wow, that's not a bad achievement there by that family. And good to see the Northern Marianas here.
Palau again from Micronesia. 4 sports, 17 athletes, table tennis, women's and men's teams as well. And Stefan Patras, another weightlifter. Boy, there have been some weightlifters who have been flag bearers here tonight. Competed at the 12 Summer Olympic Games in the men's 62 kilo. Finished 14th in the world. There he is, Stephen Patras leading off Palau. 5 athletes as well. They've got a very quick sprinter who absolutely dominates up in Micronesia, but down here could be tough for him. Team Samoa just trying to pick up who their flag bearer is tonight, because it hopefully is Ele Opalonge, but it is indeed. She's the flag bearer here tonight. There was some suggestion that it might be shared around a bit, but there she is. Great powerhouse as Ele just wants to rush off stage, but I think Samoa's got something else it wants to do. Bit of controversy about this team as well. They had an incredibly quick sprinter, Jeremy Dodson, Samoan mum, American dad, and beat Benuve, the great Fijian sprinter.
Did he really?
He did indeed, but unfortunately there are issues about registration and time in Samoa, so it looks like we won't be seeing him, but I was really looking forward to a wonderful 200 metres. Let's see what Samoa's got here. And the Matai there, the chief of course, with his traditional tattoos.
Yeah, looks absolutely magnificent.
Absolutely brilliant. But another great Samoan not here, unfortunately, will be Steffi Carruthers, Oceania #2 tennis player. She's away playing on the ITF circuit, so won't be able to make it down. But expect a powerful performance from this team. Samoa finished 5th at the last games. And their flag bearer there, Mary Opalonge, look out for her as well in the +75s. And as I was saying, Lawrence, a huge number of flag bearers and weightlifters here tonight.
Yeah, and I think that shows the dominance not just in the Pacific, but on the world stage. So the country's definitely realizing that, and you know, they've been able to put themselves on the world map in terms of sports. So well done to all the flag bearers.
Solomon Islands, here they are. Big team here as well, 360 athletes. They'll be competing in 17 of the 28 sports on offer here as well. Bit of a surprise here as well. For the first time ever, they're sending a hockey team. They're looking at really redeveloping their sports in the Solomons. They've got a swimming team as well. And after missing for the last 7 years, they've got a netball team as well here.
Yeah, the netball team actually has been coached by the former PNG head coach, Mrs. Ani Yamo. So really good to see that the Pacific countries are sharing the knowledge, and good to see that the Solomon Islands were able to pick up Ani Yamo, the former head coach of the PNG netball team.
Well, if she coaches as passionately as she used to play her netball, then I tell you what, Solomons could be a bit of a handful here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure they're going to be a surprise package, and the Wantoks from Samoa, from Solomon Islands, I should say, will be here to really turn some heads.
National Sevens team as well is here. Triathlon is a sport that's been growing, and you can see that they've also brought their para athletes as well, which is great to see. And Terry West, a renowned Australian track and field coach, has been working with their track and field team as well for some time. So they bring a good mix of skills and talents, the Solomon Islanders, and look for their boxers as well, I think, Lawrence.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're always pretty handy.
Yeah, the boxers are very handy for the Solomon Islands, and I think they should be able to pick up some medals in that sport.
And I tell you what, if it's boxing that you love, then boy, have we got some big nights planned for you. We've brought the great man Benny Pike and even the bigger man Pia Wolfgram to PNG. They'll be calling the action next week when boxing gets underway here. So Bob Snow in track and field, Benny Pike and Pia Wolfgram, and yourself, Lawrence, calling the basketball alongside of Martin Leary.
Yeah, that's already been on just the last couple of nights. But yeah, the experience is great, and basketball already a favorite sport here in Papua New Guinea.
So the Wantoks, Kathleen, not too far away from this part of the world. So as Solomons wind their way off, we welcome Tahiti again from that eastern side of the Pacific, and what a dominant power this group has been. One of their Va'a players here is the flag bearer tonight. That's Herate. Tahiti finishing second on the medal count 4 years ago in New Caledonia, and these guys just dominate the canoe paddling. Of the 12 goals decided in Umea 4 years ago, they won 11, and since Va'a, or outrigger canoe racing, has been introduced to the Pacific Games since '95, they have smashed everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Literally.
Absolutely. The VAR team actually is on the world stage. They're dominant in that sport, but I don't want to be biased or anything here, but look out for Papua New Guinea on this one.
I've heard the word. Believe me, it's been ricocheting around the Pacific. Just quickly as well on Team Tahiti, they've got a couple of great track and field athletes that Bob Snow's been very excited about as well. Has been watching their progress. Looks like the Tahitians are going to give us
they're going to give us their version of haka or a dance.
But yeah, there are a couple of track and field athletes actually. They're going to be in the French Championships next week and then fly as quickly as they can from France to get here in time for track and field almost the next day. Well, we were expecting this to happen, Kathleen, as the various groups came out to make a bit of a statement.
Yes, definitely. For sure. They're all in the spirit of the games as well. They're all coming, looking forward to competing over the next few days, if they haven't already started, as some competition did start yesterday in some of the sporting codes.
There you go. Team Tahiti showing us what it's all about.
Yeah, so watch out for the Tahitians when the paddling gets underway. And the Tahitians, I don't think they want to leave just yet.
Yeah, they got probably something else planned.
I think they've got something else planned. They're such a musical group as well, the Tahitians. When the ukes come out and they start singing, I mean, just a little Tahitian flair there, I think.
Absolutely.
95, they hosted the Pacific Games, and boy, what an opening ceremony. I mean, this has been sensational tonight, but on the eastern side of the Pacific, of course, they can dance and they can sing, and they play a few drums over there as well.
Yeah.
The hulas were incredible.
You'll know them when you see them in the sporting fields. They're one of the loudest countries. Not saying the other Pacific countries are not, but you'll know the Tahitians when they come into the stadium or any of the playing fields.
Well, 465 Tahitians, and here comes Tokelau. In fact, the one representative for Tokelau here. Well, she's certainly getting a huge cheer. And so behind Tokelau comes the mighty kingdom of Tonga. 19 sports, 187 athletes, and the hosts, of course, of the next Pacific Games in 4 years from now. And I just wonder, on an important weekend, of course, in the kingdom at the moment, with celebrations for the king, what lessons Tonga is learning here. It would appear that the kingdom might have something planned. So Papua New Guinea then welcomes the Kingdom of Tonga to the Pacific Games here. The opening ceremony coming to you live from Port Moresby on this beautiful evening. The competition set to get underway first thing tomorrow. 187 athletes, 50 officials, as I said, many of them will be taking a look at how things are done here, because they will be hosting the Games in 4 years. It's great that the Olympic silver medalist from Atlanta, Kai Wolfram, can join us for our coverage of the Games. Tuvalu is next. And again, look out for these guys in the boxing competition. A number of sports here, 100+ athletes, but we're getting reports that their boxing team, Lawrence, could be something just to keep a bit of an eye on as well.
Yeah, I think so too. They definitely turned heads when I last attended in 2011 in New Caledonia. So their boxing is a sport that we should look out for.
Tuvalu make their way off centre stage here, welcomed by this extraordinary mass of cultural groups of entertainers here in Moresby tonight, with still more to come
out there.
It's amazing, isn't it? And that the athletes get to meet them, interact, just incredible.
And also a good evening to all those that are picking us up through the other Pacific countries as well.
Indeed, Kathleen, well said. And here is Team Vanuatu.
Yeah, it's very good that they've brought out the banner. Thank you, Turu Olwantok, along Papua New Guinea. And they've been acknowledged there by the crowd. And we welcome our Wantoks from Papua New Guinea.
A little bit of Bislama there, perhaps.
Yeah, Bislama, yes. They have their own, also Solomon Islands. We have our own Tokisin here. And that, for those that don't understand, is just saying thank you very much to all the friends here in Papua New Guinea.
So Team Vanuatu then have brought quite a large team. In fact, they looked like they might be threatened after Cyclone Pam devastated much of Vanuatu on that dreadful day, March 13th this year, but they're back. 9 sports confirmed here. And a number of sporting disciplines will be represented as well. Indeed, Vanuatu sport got back on its feet by the IOC. In fact, it was the IOC president, Thomas Bach, who went out there, pledged a lot of money to Vanuatu, which of course will host as well the mini games, the slimmed down version of the Pacific Games in 2017. And Vanuatu here to play. Track and field team very strong. Basketball team, they've got a boxing team here as well. Beach volleyball, and of course their women's pair, very powerful beach volleyball team, world ranked, hit the world tour. And I think now in this last week, correct me if I'm wrong, they might have been announced as UN ambassadors.
I can't confirm that, but I can vouch for the fact that they've been able to put Vanuatu on the map, the beach volleyball. So
I think the recent World Championships, was it in the Netherlands? They finished about 7th.
So you would expect that they'd probably be the red-hot favourites, Kathleen, going into the women's beach volleyball competition here.
I guess so, yes. but
always one for understate. So it looks like the Wontogs from Vanuatu having a bit of fun out here.
Oh yeah, certainly getting into the spirit of the games. And I believe so far all the visiting island countries since their arrival here in Port Moresby, so far so good. It's about all the Pacific Island states enjoying the hospitality so far.
They are indeed, and I tell you what, there's one person who probably would have been loved to have been enjoying the hospitality up here. Namila Benson was supposed to come up here with us. And Namila, we think you might be watching this back home in Aussie. We're sorry you can't be here with us tonight. We would have loved it, but who knows? I'm sure there's going to be lots of other lovely occasions.
Absolutely.
And to all of you across the Pacific, great to have your company tonight wherever you're tuned in.
And everyone right throughout the 22 provinces of Papua New Guinea, as you join us in this telecast of the opening ceremony. It is our night, something to be proud of.
Well, there's one more team to welcome to the stage, and then I tell you what, guys, I think you're just going to have to strap yourselves in. And I'm a little bit sorry, actually, for Wallace and Fortuna, because behind them is going to come a tidal roar. But let's not write off the Wallachians. They're a handy team, hosts to the Pacific at the last mini games. 80 athletes here tonight, 6 sports, va'a, sailing, volleyball, karate, taekwondo, and weightlifting as well.
Yeah, just with the men's volleyball team, the PNG men's volleyball team beat them in the gold medal in the mini games in Wallace. So they've sent the message back to Papua New Guinea to say that we are going to take the gold medal back to Wallace.
They want it from you PNGs, eh?
Yeah, so I think that's going to be a sport that everyone would like to go and watch.
The scene is set, yes. Tickets are difficult here in PNG. Swimming is already sold out. So Wallace then leave the stage and the challengers out. They're going to take on PNG in that big volleyball showdown here. And now there's just a slight hush across the stadium, and I wonder why. Something's brewing on the eastern side of the BSB stadium here tonight.
Around Papua New Guinea and right around the city of Port Moresby. As you join us, the moment we've all been waiting for.
Here comes the noise. What a cacophony that is. That's huge. The stadium, everyone erupts here. PNG present themselves to their country. This massive team. The applause is thunderous.
Team PNG with the increased opportunities for our athletes in the different sporting codes.
453 of them here tonight. A huge team, and the work that's gone into this team,
and
Lawrence.
the money that has gone into all sporting codes. Everyone is looking forward, regardless of past records and past events. We've all got a great confidence that we will all do well. Oh yes, our favorite superfish.
A superhero.
Yeah, you got Toya Whistle just at the back screen there.
There's Toya. They're
both favorites.
That is Toya Whistle. One of the great sprinters of the Pacific at the moment. We'll be watching out for her next week. Ryan Penny.
Yeah, Team PNG's flag bearer is Linda Poulsen. She's a power lifter. She just finished off a world championship and ranked second in her category. So well done to Linda, and I'm sure it's a great achievement for her.
In traditional dress as well. She's 43 years of age, for those that might not know her, and she was inspired by Dika Tour, another one of these great high-profile athletes that we're going to be seeing tomorrow in the weightlifting here in the women's competition. But Ryan Pinney, what a man and what a champion. There's the chef de mission.
Yeah, that's Richard Kastman just
directing things.
Just directing traffic, and that's Linda Poulsen.
Linda Poulsen there, just holding the PNG flag. What a moment for her, my goodness. She was watching Dika Tour, we're told, on Manus Island. That looks like Sapalai Yao there as well, just briefly in shot, one of the great distance men of PNG track and field. Look at this explosion of colour.
It's an amazing achievement to represent your country, and you're the host nation, and I'm sure all these athletes for Team PNG will relish this moment. They will absolutely relish this moment and be able to, take a bound and really feel the spirit of the games and feel the pride of Papua New Guinea. A couple of our track and field athletes there.
Yeah, Team PNG, I mean, what a good 754 of them, 453 are athletes. They've been traveling the world to get international competition, and they've been coming away with some remarkable results as well. They finished third on the medal table, PNG, 4 years ago in New Caledonia with 48 gold. And the word is that they want to try and treble that here this time if they're going to see off the challenge. Double it at least, and more if they can.
Yeah, as you said, the government has put in a lot of money to send teams away in order for them to compete in the best. There's a couple of the Apisa kids there from in tennis.
Well, we'll be seeing them because indeed Abigail has just come back with a fantastic win on the ITS tour, or the women's tour. And of course, Locks, fantastic pictures.
This is a part of the men's volleyball team here.
Team from Papua New Guinea, probably one of the best prepared national teams ever that this country's produced. Well, it is.
For sure.
Absolutely. And, they've been able to travel overseas just to compete at their best back in home soil. So,
but I mean, look at the sacrifice that some of the athletes have put in as well, leaving family, friends behind, just for this night, for this occasion, for this opportunity. I got a feeling that UPNGs have got a bit of a surprise, huh?
Yeah, absolutely, I'm sure. And with the home crowd advantage, there's definitely going to be surprises here.
Well, the chant goes up, and I think it's going to be very significant here over the next 2 weeks. This huge and enthusiastic home crowd. And of course, yet to come is the baton, which we haven't even seen yet, nor indeed has His Royal Highness opened the games yet. That's yet to come, and I think we're about half an hour overtime already. So if you're networking around the Pacific, through Australia or across New Zealand tonight, stick with us. There's a lot more to come as the team salute this huge stadium audience who can't get enough of them here.
And in the weeks leading up to this event, most of the athletes have had the opportunity to be training at the High Performance Training Center, which they've never had before. And quite a number of those athletes didn't have a chance to use a gym before then. So you know, just imagine what a boost that in itself would be.
And we saw the facilities, of course, and PNG setting it up to be a regional sporting hub. It's going to attract teams in from Asia, across the Pacific, Australasia, I'm sure. I mean, the swimming centre that we saw from the drone shot earlier on tonight, this particular stadium as well, indoor centre, football fields. I mean, it's just going to be amazing what the legacy that is being set up here by PNG. But there's more to come in this amazing opening ceremony. As I said, the baton, we haven't even seen it. His Royal Highness, we're yet to welcome. The flag, the Pacific Games flag to arrive. And there's some more musicians as well. Very talented
some more
musicians.
Performances still to come.
Very dear,
Nothing
I believe,
never
to Kathleen's heart.
Has done before. So a first for a lot of things and in a lot of facets of this year's Pacific Games.
So the athletes now being entertained by the dancers, and more performances here in Port Moresby tonight.
The Manso dancers of Western Province, Trobriand Island dancers from Milne Bay Province, and Haluai Suksum from Manus.
See the famous Tapeka dance from the Trobriand Islands of Milne Bay. A big hit with the crowd. The sound of the Garamut of the Manus province.
And boy, is the drumming reverberating through the BSB Stadium. That is absolutely amazing. Right into the cavity of your chest. That's huge.
Now they all combine to perform the Ayasu, a song from the Markham Valley of the Moresby province, which is situated in the Moresby region of Papua New Guinea.
So the dancers make way now for a very important performer here in PNG.
Please welcome Sir George Telek and his Moab String Band.
As you can hear from the crowd,
Together representing the distinctive string band styles of the 4 regions of our Papua New Guinea.
string band performances from each of the 4 regions, beginning with the New Guinea Islands region. Always a huge crowd. And I'm proud to say I do call Sir George Telek my uncle. This is from my home province in East New Britain, the New Guinea Islands region. And his musical career spans over 30 years, well over, and began with string band music. Representing the Moresby region, another big name in the PNG music industry, Patti Pottsdoy. And representing the Highlands region, Tom Larry. Finally, from the southern region, veterans, the Paramana Strangers. The ever popular Kiki Geno.
Well, fantastic performance here. Running a little over time. Opening of the Pacific Games here in Port Moresby.
Continuing to show
well, from the traditional, I guess what we're seeing here is acknowledgement of modernization in PNG.
Western influence.
And from coastal villages and fishing. And
certainly been a lot of change for us in our 40 years.
well, I was
as
just
an
thinking,
independent country.
you're absolutely right, Kathleen. I mean,
Very
since Prince Andrew, the guest of honor here tonight, has seen PNG, the changes over the last 24 years since he was last here, or at least in this capacity to open the games. A generation has come and gone, and what an amazing transformation of this country it has been. And this summarizes that particular development. Moresby has absolutely transformed itself in the last 10, 15 years. This section of the opening ceremony, I guess, speaking to that. It's looking like the traffic jams just outside of the stadium here earlier on this afternoon, trying to get into the opening ceremony.
And that just shows how much Papua New Guinea has been able to transform over the last 10, 15 years.
Big balls of fire just coming off the top of the huge towers.
I guess representing the LNG projects.
I think you're right. What a contrast from what we've seen. But perhaps now the link between the ancient, the cultural, and the modern. Kathleen, George Talek returning here to talk about the land and honouring the land,
message
the
of the environment. words.
Absolutely.
As he sings in Tok Pisin.
And as he does, as you can see behind, the buildings are turned.
For those that don't understand Tok Pisin, the words of the song talks about the important values of education, health, environment.
And as you see, as he sings of that,
not developing country belong you me, but you me come up long behind time. Iron me life long you me, Iron me life long you me, dingy mal pick
belong you me. No good you me lose. Now come up slaves, long country belong you me. Get on and me lifelong you me. Get on and me lifelong you me. Thingy more beginning belong you me. No good you me lose. Now come up slaves, no country belong you me. Kangkat pasini come up now. Look out him good, mama grand belong you me. Papa God he give him penis. Blessing is top long all keta. Ira on me lifelong you me. Gira on me lifelong you me. Thingy more beginning belong you me. No good you me lose. Now come up slaves, no country belong you me. No canary mall, iris dog. You me send up long rights belong you me. Not developing country belong you me. But you me come up long behind time. Ira on me lifelong you me. Gira on me lifelong you me. Thingy more beginning belong you me. No good you me lose. Now come up slaves, no country belong you me. Gira on me lifelong you me. Gira on me lifelong you me. Thingy more beginning belong you me. No good you me lose. Now come up slaves, no country belong you me. No good
Mesdames et Messieurs, prêtez le serment des Jeux du Pacifique au nom de tous les juges, Madame Soupamao, juge de la Fédération internationale de natation.
We declare that we will officiate in the Pacific Games 2015 in the spirit of true sponsorship, in the spirit of true sportsmanship, recognizing the rules that govern them and desiring of participation in them for the honor of our countries and the glory of the sport.
Ladies and gentlemen, to take the Pacific Games on behalf of all athletes, captain of the PNG women's football team, Desmond Simeon.
Mesdames et Messieurs, pour prêter le serment des Jeux du Pacifique au nom de tous les athlètes, Madame Desmond Simeon, capitaine de l'unité du club de la Papouasie-Nouvelle-Guinée.
We declare that we will compete in the Pacific Games of 2015 in the spirit of true sportsmanship, recognizing the rules that govern them and desirous of participating in them for the honor of our countries and the glory of sport.
Ladies and gentlemen, the prayer will now be delivered by Reverend Joseph Walters.
Could you please stand with me as we pray to the God of Papua New Guinea. God of Abraham, God of Isaac, and God of Jacob, you are the God of this nation, and we entreat you tonight to come and bless us. Join the people of this nation to welcome our friends and visitors from the nations of the Pacific and the world. We ask God that you would help us so that this sport and this game would be played in the true spirit of sportsmanship. We pray that there will be peace and security, love, honor, and respect. And we pray for every facet and every aspect of the game, from the athletes to the competitors to the sponsors and to the officials and everybody that's involved in making these 15 Pacific Games a success. So we ask you now that by your goodness, kindness, and grace, that you will bless these games, and may all glory and honor be yours. We pray, God, that not everyone would probably return home with the gold, but when they return from this nation, they will return knowing that the God of the nation they went have touched and met them. This is our prayer for your glory. In Jesus' name, amen.
Ladies and gentlemen,
in Port Moresby now, as the official party now approach the main stage. Emma YY, chairwoman of the Games Organising Committee. Vidya Lakan is there as well. Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea. And of course, His Royal Highness, the Duke of York.
Le Premier ministre de la Papouasie-Nouvelle-Guinée, M. Peter O'Neill, et Son Altesse Royale, le Duc York.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chairwoman of the Pacific Games Organizing Committee, Mrs. Emma YY.
La présidente du comité organisateur des Jeux du Pacifique, Madame Emma YY.
His Royal Highness, the Duke of York, Acting Governor General, Honorable Theodore Ziranoak, the Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea, the Honorable Peter O'Neill, President of the Pacific Games Council, Vidya Lakan, government representatives from across the Pacific, sports dignitaries, athletes of the Pacific, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and welcome to the 15th Pacific Games in our host city, Port Moresby, and welcome to our magnificent BSP Stadium. Tonight marks the beginning of what promises to be 2 wonderful weeks, a showcase of the very best the Pacific has to offer. This is a culmination of a long, challenging, but exciting journey. This journey began over 2,100 days ago, and what a journey it has been. A journey that has required a multitude of people with a multitude of skills. A journey that has required solid partnership. A journey that has needed the support of the government, corporations, and the people of Papua New Guinea to strive to make it the biggest and best games ever. And all this has been for you athletes, because without you, there would be no event. Everything we have done is to ensure that you are given the best environment to compete at your best. Congratulations for being here, and we look forward to seeing you compete the best of the best from throughout the Pacific. These games can be a powerful catalyst for change. For the host city, the transformation has already begun. Since Port Moresby was awarded the Games 6 years ago, this city and its people have risen to the challenge to be ready. We have amassed an army of over 8,000 volunteers, contractors and staff, and security personnel who bring with them a spirit of enthusiasm and joy that we are sure will be infectious. We have ignited the entire nation with the journey of Tura last year and the oil search baton relay on its epic track, which began 100 days ago, touching thousands of hands from all across this country, all placing their best wishes upon it to send here tonight. To all our visitors, be it athletes, officials, dignitaries, and supporters, we hope that you take away a Games experience that only you can share in the years to come, an experience that will tell of all the memorable moments whilst here in Port Moresby. I thank the Government of Papua New Guinea for the funding provided for all our magnificent facilities and to ensure we deliver these Games. I thank the Pacific Games Council and all its affiliates for endorsing the PNG Pacific Games Association to host the 15th Pacific Games. I thank BSP, our official sponsor, and our family of sponsors by partnering with us, and I thank the people of PNG for your full support. We said our Games will be the biggest and better and the best, and together we can make it happen. And so on behalf of the Games Organizing Committee Board, management and staff, I wish you all well, and may the Games be played in the true spirit of sportsmanship. Taniku Badaheria, and God bless you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, President of the Pacific Games Council, Mr. Vidya Lakan.
Mesdames et Messieurs, le Président du Conseil des Jeux du Pacifique, Monsieur Vidya Lakan.
His Royal Highness Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, the Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea, the Honourable Peter O'Neill, heads of state and heads of government of countries of the Pacific region, ministers of sport, cabinet ministers from around the Pacific, the President of the Pacific Games Association of Papua New Guinea, chairmen and members of the Pacific Games Authority, chair and members of the 2015 Pacific Games Organizing Committee, representatives of international and regional agencies present here this evening, members of the Pacific Games Council, representatives of International Olympic Committee and international federations, athletes of the Pacific, and thousands of volunteers who are making these games happen, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. On behalf of my executive board and the Pacific Games Council, I extend to each one of you a very warm welcome to the opening ceremony to mark the beginning of the celebrations of the 15th Pacific Games. A very special and a very warm welcome to His Royal Highness. We are indeed honored, Your Highness, that you're able to join us and have the rare privilege of opening the Pacific Games twice. Many of us in the Games Council still remember your visit to the 1991 Games held here in Port Moresby. 2015 Port Moresby Pacific Games is of historic significance. For the first time in the history of our Games, we welcome participation of Australian and New Zealand athletes in the Pacific Games. In welcoming you to these Games, my council and I wish you every success and hope that you will enjoy the hospitality of Papua New Guinea and that you will return home with fond memories of the Pacific Games. I commend the Prime Minister, Honourable Peter O'Neill, and his government for the excellent facilities that are being provided for these Games. There is no doubt that the facilities for the 2015 Port Moresby Games are the best we have seen so far in this region. And they all have far exceeded our expectations. Today, sport plays a very significant role in many ways in building a better world for tomorrow. Sport is not only seen, but is now recognized as perhaps the best medium to promote the values of excellence, respect, and friendship in tackling some of the social problems facing us today. The scene has been set for what promises to be an excellent Games. Over the next 2 weeks, the sporting world will be focusing on our Games, on our athletes, and our host nation, Papua New Guinea. Therefore, it is our moment in time to showcase ourselves as true ambassadors of our respective sports, as true ambassadors of our respective countries participating in these Games, promoting the ideals of fair play, showing respect for our fellow athletes while striving for excellence. In the Pacific way, and on behalf of my Executive Board and the Games Council, I wish you all a very safe and a very successful Games, and to Your Royal Highness, my Executive Board wishes you a very memorable and a very enjoyable stay in Papua New Guinea. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea, Honourable Peter O'Neill.
The people of Papua New Guinea welcome you to our nation, our capital city, visitors from the 24 Games nations. We also welcome you, Your Royal Highness, the Duke of York, to once again open the Pacific Games in Port Moresby. I know that these Games will be the best ever and many new records will be set. The sporting facilities that we have built for you for these Games are world-class, and they will continue. And they will continue to benefit our Pacific region for many generations to come. They are also a demonstration of the change that is taking place, new standards that have been set in the Pacific. Today, we are living in the Asia-Pacific century with global economic growth and development centered on our part of the world. This is a great time to live in the Pacific. We have a great future ahead of us. The Pacific Games brings together over 3,000 athletes participating in 28 team and individual sports. But the Pacific Game is more than just a sports competition. It is about people, about the athletes, about the coaches, the officials, and millions of supporters all around the world watching these Games. The Games bring vast regions together and build strong bonds between peoples, between teams, and nations. On behalf of Papua New Guinea and its citizens, thank you to the organizing committee and the very, very strong sponsors of this game. But more importantly, let me thank the thousands of volunteers, thousands of workers and officials who have worked very, very hard over the past 3 years to make these games a success today. Please enjoy the games and please make great memories out of it. I hope all our visitors will experience the warmth of the welcome my fellow citizens will extend to each of you. Good luck to the athletes from every Pacific country. Please make us all proud and be God with you. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, His Royal Highness, the Duke of York.
Mesdames et Messieurs, Son Altesse Royale, le Duc de York.
Ladies and gentlemen, athletes who have come from across the Pacific, it is a great pleasure to welcome you here to Papua New Guinea. Before I read Her Majesty's message, I would just like to congratulate everybody on the most amazing, spectacular opening ceremony. It has showcased a model of diversity and inclusion, something that I know that Papua New Guinea is very, very important to them. But I have been sent here by Her Majesty not only to open these games, but to read you a message from her. Prince Philip and I send our best wishes to the government and the people of Papua New Guinea on the occasion of the 15th Pacific Games. I am pleased to see that Australia and New Zealand will be participating in the Games for the first time this year. It is encouraging to see 24 countries from around the Pacific region coming together every 4 years through sport to reinforce their common bonds and shared interests. I wish all the teams the best of luck in the competition over the next 2 weeks. Signed, Elizabeth R. It now gives me the greatest of pleasure, on behalf of Her Majesty, to declare the 15th Pacific Games open.
And so as the formalities begin to wrap up here, Lawrence, Kathleen, I'm just wondering whether you want to reflect on what you've seen so far tonight, with a lot more to come, by the way. We've got the baton yet to arrive in the stadium.
I think you could say maybe the best is yet to come. For sure. I'm definitely looking forward to that. But I guess finally, the words we've been waiting to hear from His Royal Highness, the Duke of York.
For him to just speak off the cuff there and to be able to talk about the opening ceremony.
Yeah, big congratulations to everyone concerned with the performances tonight. And a big thank you to the thousands of volunteers. Cultural event is from the Tanir Cultural Group of the New Island Province, performing with two of the tumbos, which is a very rare thing to see away from their home settings. So for them to be performing here in Port Moresby, is something very special in itself. You can recognize, I believe, Mr. Cletus Nafkin there with his Tanir Cultural Group.
Ladies and gentlemen, after an epic journey around Papua New Guinea, please welcome into the arena the Pacific Games baton carried by Gawa Tau, World gold medal winner, 1990 Commonwealth Games, Auckland.
And what a sensation she was back in 1990 when she won that gold medal for PNG. Gao Tau. And after 100 epic days, the baton returns here to Moresby for this opening ceremony of the 15th Pacific Games. Gao Tau breaking through with an amazing gold medal that fascinated everybody and really put PNG on the map back in 1990.
Yeah, absolutely, and a memorable sporting event there. And
Laburam, Edward Laburam, now 72 years of age. And Edward competed for Papua New Guinea at the 1962 Perth Commonwealth Games, and then the next year, in 1963, he won Papua New Guinea's first ever Pacific Games medal. A gold medal it was as well. In fact, in the high jump event in which he competed, he smashed the records quite considerably, I'm told, by Oceania statistician Bob Snow. And years later, he was the first PNG athlete to be inducted into Papua New Guinea's Sports Hall of Fame. What recognition for a great man of PNG.
Absolutely. I mean, Edward LeBron, if the stories we heard about him is anything to go by, no wonder he's still a fit 70-year-old.
And from the older to the younger generation, and the roar goes up here in the BSB Stadium, because I would argue that no other athlete in the modern games era has done as much for Papua New Guinea as this guy. An
That's why he's always a favorite.
To break through and win that gold medal at the Commonwealth Games in Melbourne in 2006. He's now 31 years of age. He's out of retirement. This guy has had 4 shoulder reconstructions, and he's come out of retirement because he wants to do it here
for his
do
country.
PNG proud.
Yeah, I believe he came out of retirement for this very event, and there onwards I think goes into the Masters. category?
7 swimming events he'll be competing in here, and he's a very strong candidate in 4 of them. In fact, he's probably got something up his sleeve as well. And this guy still owns 7 South Pacific swim records: the 100 free, 200 free, 50 back, 100 back, 50 fly, 100 fly, and the 200 IM. He's an absolute legend. He's loved around Papua New Guinea.
We all love him.
And he's started a new generation of swimmers as well. I mean, what Liz Wells has done, and Ryan Pinney and the rest of the Swim Federation, is something. And if we're talking about contribution to sports and sports development in the country, this guy is a standout. Francis Kapawam. He's elevated para-sport to a near cult status, would you not agree, Lawrence?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's definitely been put Papua New Guinea on the world map with his performances in the Paralympics in Beijing, and just recently as well. He's a real lovable athlete, and one that's very deserving.
And so, on to another one of the great PNG champions, Stephen Kari, the great weightlifter. Won gold in Glasgow.
And also Sportsman of the Year for this year.
Indeed, he was the youngest member of the PNG team at the London Olympic Games, I believe. And part of the Oceania fraternity, but now back training with his uncle, who's been his great mentor for a number of years.
In fact, the village where he comes from is really building up the numbers of weightlifters coming out from there.
And on to the legend in women's sport. Here she is, Dika Tau, proudly.
Sportswoman of the Year, and also from the same village that has built up a reputation for weightlifting. It's Hanobada here in the nation's capital.
Incredible, a sports ambassador. An incredible life from her village. Started weightlifting as a 13-year-old. And this extraordinary path that her career has taken over the last decade or so. I mean, it's just phenomenal. Leaves her family behind, her kids as well, to concentrate on her sport.
Being a young mother nowadays.
Weightlifting. The first woman ever to lift a weight in Olympic competition. That was in Sydney in 2000. And now ahead of her, 50 big steps to the top of the east wing of the BSB Stadium here in Port Moresby on the occasion of the opening ceremony. What a night and what a dream come true for this amazing young woman, Dika Tau.
It's definitely one to remember for Dika Tau as she walks up 50 steps.
Celebrated by her adoring fans in Papua New Guinea. Again, she turns around to acknowledge the stadium. This is a crowning moment in this young woman's career.
Yeah, absolutely. She's a mother of 2, and as we said earlier on, she's left them to come out, go out to New Caledonia and train so that she can be able to win gold here.
And there in top is in the words one Solwara.
And let me tell you, it is a long way to the top up there. We had a couple of the technicians go up the other day. They can't believe the 50 steps. But Dika Tau, she turns and acknowledges this huge crowd here in Port Moresby.
Very, very proud moment, but you can just tell by the smile on her face.
What a champion. What a night.
What a moment for her.
Amazing opening ceremony.
One Solwara meaning one ocean, referring to one Pacific region.
Yes, sir.
strong in the land we stand upon. It gives us life, this marathon. Strength for the weak comes from the strong. We teach our kids to sing our song.
Yeah. Hey, hey.
And together,
So the fireworks.
The biggest fireworks show Port Moresby has ever seen, and it's also being televised as on center stage, Ira Joseph and Radley perform Winds of Change.
What a night it's been here in PNG as well for this opening. As I said earlier on, a little drizzle, suspicion that maybe the weather gods were against us, but it came out to play, and above us, high above us here over the PNG capital, a beautiful moon looking down on this absolutely cacophonous sound as the fireworks explode above us. And this wonderful anthem plays out here. And the flags of the Pacific nations now make their way out onto center stage. What a night it's been for the athletes of the Pacific as well, Lawrence.
Yeah, absolutely. The stage has definitely been set. Well, the battle lines have been drawn, and I'm sure the athletes will be looking forward to getting onto the field of play.
And what an experience for them here tonight as well. If you're a young up-and-coming athlete, to enjoy this.
Once again, a big good night to all those picking up this opening ceremony of the 2015 Pacific Games through Pacific Island neighbors. Indeed. And also the rest of Papua New Guinea and the rest of Port Moresby who are out there, all the residents who are not with us in the BSP Stadium, but are most certainly viewing the fireworks right now.
And hope you're enjoying it in what has been the biggest television event ever put on by PNG to the biggest audience across the Pacific Hemisphere.
Please remain seated while the athletes leave the stadium and welcome back.
About talk about?
Talk about the opening ceremony.
He just said not to talk, and now talk.
Well, there you have it, Papua New Guinea, the opening ceremony for the 15th Pacific Games, brought to you by BSP, the official sponsor of the Pacific Games. Your thoughts?
I'm speechless, Mayor, but honestly, you know, we managed to catch up with Tanya Nugent from Makota Productions, who were in charge of the opening ceremony, and she did say that they were working on something spectacular, and it's definitely something that Papua New Guinea has never seen, and probably the whole of the South Pacific. So well done to them, the Games Organizing Committee. They've definitely outdone themselves. As I said, speechless. I've got goosebumps. I cannot wait for the next 2 weeks.
Well, Lorraine, it doesn't stop there. We have sporting action that starts tomorrow as well, which we will be covering during our morning show at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So that starts tomorrow. MTV's coverage for the Pacific Games begins each day at 9 a.m. So keep that time locked in your diary, and we shall see you then. Lorraine?
On behalf of Meribah and I, thank you very much for joining us for MTV's coverage of the 2015 Pacific Games opening ceremony. And as he mentioned, we look forward to your company over the next 2 weeks. Good night.
This is your time, show us what you got. Out of a war we never give up, God built us equally. Stand for your tribe, your beautiful nation. Believe in yourself and know that you are a sensation. This is your time, ENT time. Friends, get ready, let's celebrate. This is your time, ENT time. Friends, get ready, let's celebrate. You me all get up one time, now I'm a must go PNG. You me all get up one time, now I'm a must go PNG. Rise, this is our time to come together. Proud from Papua New Guinea, we're strong. Stand and unite as one people. Celebrate PNG, our host to the islands, from Master to Southern. You me all get up, walking down, so son is from the one bed. Islands to the islands, from Master to Southern. You me all get up, walking down, so son is from the one bed. Pressure is on, but let us face the challenge. Give it your best and all that you have. Rise, brown nation.